So hi. So I'm going to make a video on how I make diapers for my micro preemies. It was brought to my attention that some of the moms out there are having some problems with diapers for their micro preemies. And I have two. I have Heaven, which is a 10-inch, and then I also have my Peaches, which is right now being worked on. She is a 13-inch. So with my Heaven here, I have bought the little micro preemie ones, and when I put them on her, she swam in them. So I decided to make my own diapers, and I'm going to show you what I use to make it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this diaper off of her, and this is a diaper that I made. So when we're done, this is what it's going to look like, and at the end I'll put it back on her and show you. So what you're going to need is the material you're going to use, which I went to my favorite thrift store on my 50% day off, which is Wednesdays, and got this old baby towel. That's what it is, and I really like it because to me it kind of looks like would be like a diaper. So that's what I got. You can see I've made a couple of them, the one that she had on. Velcro, scissors, be careful with the scissors, and a pencil. Be careful with the pencils and the scissors around your baby, because you don't want to get no pencil marks on her or get her cut. A tape measure, a ruler. I have a little scrap piece of paper here, and a piece of paper. Notebook paper will work, but I prefer white paper. And what you do with the white paper is you fold it in half, long ways. You set that to the side. So what we're going to do to start with, we're going to need to get your pencil. You're going to take the measurements of your baby. We're going to start around the waist. That's where I start. You can start whatever way you want, but I'd start at the waist. We're going to get the measurements around her waist, which is 7. I mean, it's 6, but reason why I said 7 because I go up to the 7. I always go an inch more. So I'm going to write on my little scrap piece of paper I have here. I'm going to put 7 inches. R stand for around her waist. Then next, I want to know how much do I want across the front here to cover the front of her. So don't take it all the way from the sides here to the side, because you got to think it's got to come between her legs. So I go from like roughly in the front, which is going to, I say, the 2. So I'm going to put 2 inches. I'm going to put an F, stands for front. Now we're going to go from the back, from back here. So you're going to go about to the middle of the back, go down between her legs, and up to the front, to about the middle of the front. It's 5 inches. So I'm going to write 5 inches. And I'm going to say top to bottom. That just abbreviate however you choose, just to keep track of it. So now I got my measurements all there. So now you can set your baby off to the side right now. You take your piece of paper. Now that my baby's not on the stand here, I take it off, because I don't like my baby laying on the stand. I don't want to take the chances of her getting scratched, so I lay the blanket down. So now we don't need this tape measure. We're going to my ruler. I don't know if you can see it because it's see-through. It's a clear one. I like this one. Got it a couple years back. It's actually from over where my sister lives in Hampstead. Okay, so it says from the on the back of the baby's back, it's 7 inches. So I'm going to go half of 7 inches, because you remember I got the paper folded in half, and make sure the fold is on the inside. So the half of 7 inches is 3.5. So I'm going to go and make a line straight over from the, I have my 3.5 there on that center line, and draw straight over. You see, I made a straight back. That's the back of the, that's going to be the back of the diaper. Then I'm going to roughly, I did not take the measurements on the wideness, this part of the diaper. I just guess on that part. I usually do a little over 1. I went to like the, it's like a little bit, I think that's, you call that mils. It's like 2 mils down. I'm not very good with on them. I'm okay on the inches, but when it gets to the mils and the MCs, I'm not really good on them measurements. So, so I did that. What I'm going to do is, like I said, I marked where I had that out. Then I'm going to go where I said the front was 2 inches. What half of 2 inches is 1. So I'm going to mark on my paper a couple spots going down the edge here where the 1 inch would be. See how I made a couple little marks here showing that's where the one, that is like my guideline. So I'm going to go from where I came down you can see I took that corner to there, and then here to there, to the center where the inch was. Now I'll take, and I'll just to make it looking nice, I'll just round out the edges just to make them look nice and cute. And now I'm going to, we needed to go down 5 inches for it to go between, from the back to all the way to the front. And that's why I gave myself a little go, the 1 inch all the way down. And we're going to mark it where at that 5, I marked it at where the 5 inches was. I'm doing a little bit sloppy because I'm just kind of rushing, because this is the second time I made this video. The first time I made it, I live across the street from a fire hall, and the fire hall alarm went off. Then the fire truck went out, and I was like, I gotta redo this video. So, like I did, the same thing here, I kind of rounded it out. Now, I don't round out these edges. I just round out up here to make it look nice. That's where it comes into the back of the diaper, and then the sides. Then I'm going to take my scissors. Now I'm going to cut it out. Then you're going to unfold it, and there's your diaper pattern. And to make sure, what I do is I always take the pattern. I'm going to lay my blanket back up here because I'm going to bring my baby back up here on the stand here. I take my pattern and I lay my baby under on it and try it out to just get an idea, because it gives pretty good, you could say. Now this way you can look, it fits pretty good around the waist. Now it seems like to me it's a little too wide in between the legs, so what I'll do, and it happens, you don't get it perfect, you can just, this is what I do. But it's still, it don't have to be perfect. If it's still a little, seems a little snug, it ain't no big deal, even when you cut the material, because material is going to give between their legs and everything. So that's basically what it's going to look like. So next I'm going to take the material and I'm going to cut out a square, basically about the size of the pattern. That way I can move this away and I don't have to keep the whole material there. Now you can take pins, the little sewing pins, and pin it on, or you can just lay it there and cut around it. But I notice you just take a little pin, stick it on there, hold it in place. I've done it with pins, without pins, whatever you choose. Now it's holding in place. And I think I got to move this over a little bit because it's close to that edge. And I'm going to take and cut around, all the way around. So once I get it all cut around, I'm not gonna go ahead and cut it here because I need to speed up this video a little bit. So I'm going to take, like I said, cut all around here. Then when I'm done, it's going to look like this. It looks like a letter T, basically. Then I'm going to take my Velcro and cut it. I'm going to take the soft side and cut it to the length I'm going to need to put across the front here, which I already have a couple pieces here cut. Like I said, this is my second time making this video, so I had some cut already. So I got it cut to go across the front. So I'm going to take, you can hand sew it or you can use a sewing machine, which I have a sewing machine. I sew it on the sewing machine. And I'm going to sew across the bottom and then across the top. Then I'm going to take the other part of the Velcro and I'm going to put it a little piece right there. It's much smaller than this one because this is going across the whole front and this is just a little piece there. And then you're going to have another little piece on the other side. So when you're done, it's going to look like, once you sew it, it's going to have this fuzzy stuff there and the Velcro part, the clingy part there. And then you'll come up like that. So I'm going to take this and set this to these pieces to the side. And I'm going to bring my blanket back up. and bring Heaven up here. And I'm going to put the diaper on her and show her. Like I said, you've seen it at the beginning, her with the diaper on. So it's not a lot of sewing. It's very easily done. Like I said, the only thing you're sewing on is the Velcro. So it's very, very little sewing. And like I said, with this being that I'm using the towel, when you cut it, it frays just, you'll get a little bit, but then it'll stop. It's just right around the edges, then it'll stop. So you don't have to sew the edges. So you can see, I did not sew the edges or anything. So it's no sew around the edges. It's very, very easy. She's got a little piece in her hair. But it's very easy. And the diaper fits her pretty good. But I made her a few other things. I'm going to go ahead and get her dressed here on camera. I made this little onesie. What I did, like I said, I go to my thrift store and get everything I get is $1 or less. And I just use them to cut them down and make them smaller for my micro preemies. So I'm going to go ahead and get her dressed here. And like I said, I think I've had a video before with her in this onesie. I showed the onesie before. Now I got a couple clothes that I have made, and I got a couple more that I'm working on now. But I'll go ahead and get her dressed here, and I'm going to there she is in her onesie. And I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of the other things I made. So first, here's a little pair of pants I made. And here's a little pair of overalls I made her. They're pink with white stripes. And I was even able to save the snaps in between the legs. And build how the outfit was. I was able to use the snaps between the legs. And I even got to save some little flowers that were on the bottom, so that looks really, really cute on her. And it's the little overalls. I made the little overalls, made little straps. And I even used buttons that were on the outfit too. And then I also made this little sleeper gown. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on her, since it's bedtime for her. So. And right now like I said, I'm making a couple more little outfits for her right now. I have like I think it's like a little jumper. I think it's like a romper type thing. And something else I'm working on. I know I got a romper that I'm in the process of making. I have it all cut out and pinned up to ready, and I had to pull out my sewing machine. And I pulled my sewing machine out last night, and I just didn't get the chance to sew it. So, well, actually, not last night, the night before. This is Saturday night. It's almost, not Saturday night, this Sunday night. And so it was Saturday that I pulled out my sewing machine. I just didn't get the chance to. And then tonight I'm doing this, and plus I'm actually working on Peaches, my other micro preemie, that I got her a couple weeks ago. And with everything else, I just started doing some work to her. I actually pulled her apart, and I took, well, not pulled her apart. I took her apart. I took out the zip ties and everything, and I did pull out all her hair. I took out all her hair and her eyelashes, and I noticed why I was doing it. She seemed pretty shiny, so I put a coat of matte varnish on her. So right now my boyfriend has her baking her for me in the oven. He's really good about that. He helps out with me with the babies. He won't paint them, he won't dress them, but he'll hold them, and he will, when I'm making a baby, he will put them in the oven. He'll sit there and time them and watch them in the oven for me. And so he was doing that for me. So like I said, I removed all her hair. And right now she's baking and everything with the matte varnish. She will be getting new hair. But while I was taking her apart, I found rice in her. She was a rice baby. So the rice is taken out, and I'll put the proper weighting in her and everything. But when she's all finished, I'll make a video when she's all finished and everything. But I hope this helps out with the mommies out there that has micro preemies, and showing how to make the diapers for them. So I hope you guys get this helps out with making them diapers and everything. So good luck making them. Bye.